Yeah, the boss is out here. She's keeping an eye on what I'm doing. Well, this is what I'm up to today. I'm trying to finish up putting the plugs in for all the smog that I removed. So hang around and I'll show you how I went about it. Alright, well, I got the carburetor off because I got a kit. I gotta go pick it up to rebuild it. So that's my agenda for today. You'll be seeing that in another video, but I got bolts that fit. I had to cut them down because you didn't want them protruding into the manifold. For both of these, cut down exactly to where they're smooth right along. I can't tell with this one because I can't reach in there, but it's definitely not protruding into the intake path. But for now, this will work. Like I said, I'm going to be going to a different carburetor system, and this won't even be irrelevant. But as for the exhaust pipe, I did get a pipe wrench and tried to take that out, and it wasn't budging. So I trimmed it off a little bit more, and at least I didn't booger the threads up, and I put a cap on it. That's just a galvanized steel cap. And as for the port rails, I had to take I found bolts that were the same size, but with this recess, the hexagon on the top of the bolt would not fit. So what I had to do is I had to round off the points and then put a slot. So I put that one in there just to see if it's going to work, and yes, it does. So I'm going to be putting a flathead bit on a wrench to really get them snug, and then we'll be good to go. Well, there you go. My form of redneckery. Hey, it works. So now I just got to get that carburetor rebuilt, but I may just put it on and get a few other things plumbed up, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we got the carb back on, nice and tight, plugged off ports. There's one here, one underneath the bottom. This is the port for the vacuum advance, and there was one, I think that's it. Yeah, that one right down there. So got them plugged off, and I plugged off the power steering pump, but that's going to get removed soon. I just didn't want to suck any crap into it because it hooked up the throttle linkage and the choke cable. When you adjust this, you just want it to have a little bit of slack, not tight. You unloosen this set screw and you can adjust it, or nut, and you can adjust this nut by turning this in and out to get that slack. You just want enough slack to where when you start pushing on the throttle, it starts to move the throttle linkage. I did put oil back into the pot. It was low. Next thing I want to do is I need to do an oil change, but I need to get the car higher in the air. I do got a filter for it. Do have the oil for it. So on to the next thing. Oh, I still got to do something with this vent line, but that's besides the point. I have the clamp loose for the distributor. I did pull the distributor out, but I made sure that it was set back exactly where it was. I had to pull, I can't remember why I pulled that. But that's, oh yeah, because this was seized up and I couldn't get anything on it to, and then plus there's so I can't turn the distributor. So what is going on here? I'm wanting to do timing, and but yeah, she won't turn. It was froze up. You couldn't turn it. And I just got done fighting with it to where you can see where it's marred up. It was marred up before, but I marred it up some more. But now she moves nice and free. Just one finger, which is good. So now, since I had it apart, I'm kind of wondering, okay, I know I need to do a valve job. So I pulled the valve cover, as you can see. Previous owners did not like changing oil in this thing. Look at all that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to be tearing this motor down over the winter, freshen it back up. Same with the transmission. When I do a the preservation, not the restoration, the preservation. But I'm going to adjust the valves, so I got to make sure it's at top dead center on the front. Adjust the valves, go to the next, next piston, go to the next, go to the, and they have a rule of 9 to where you can do the adjustments, which I can show you here sometime shortly. But as of right now, that's where I'm at. I'm going to do a valve adjustment, and they say you should do that periodically with these, which they are a chattery motor anyway. But I'm going to find top dead center on the number 1 piston, and we'll go from there. Well, we got the valves adjusted. I wasn't going to show you that because there's, tons of other videos out there that show how to adjust a Triumph 1500, how to do the valve adjustment. So, but I did get it figured out why I wasn't getting spark. Me, like a dummy, when I remounted the ballast resistor, I had them plugged in it the wrong way. After I swapped them around, I had the coil wire off, had it leaning up against one of the lines, and plenty of spark. Nice hot spark. She fires right up and purrs like a kitten. Still out of time. I have to get the timing light out and get it all adjusted. Distributor's pretty loose. We figured her out. Well, let's get the timing light. Figure out. Get this thing timed. Well, there you go. Purring like a little kitten. Just a little slight miss. It might be carburation. Like I said, I got to rebuild it. But I had to set it by ear because my timing light gun, it's been around for a while. It's right there. It's an oldie. It ain't working. So I got to get a timing light. So valve adjustment. Freed up the distributor, so now it moves freely. I set it by ear to where it fires right up off the bat, nice and smooth until I get the timing light. Then my next thing is I want to fix the tail light or the tailpipe. look a lot better if I did, but it is what it is. Get this top button fixed. I did sew that up by hand. Next thing is an oil change too. Now I'm going to put the air box on it because that makes a difference on the way it runs. It was probably running lean without it. That's the way you got to tune it. You got to tune it with your air box on. So I'm going to slap that on there real quick and see if it changes. Yes, as you can see, it did change it. Putting the air box on. Running a little rougher, so we'll be tinkering with trying to get everything squared away and running right. Might just be an idle. Might be air fuel. We'll find out. So there you go, guys. That's deleting your EGR on a Triumph Spitfire. I mean, there's still a few little things I should put in the video, like the canister and the lines. I ain't gonna worry about it. You can worry about that. You know, there's plenty other YouTube videos out there that say the exact same thing. So, but hey, if you like this kind of stuff, give me a big thumbs up and not the finger. Click that subscription button. It's right down there. It don't cost you anything. And plus, hit the bell notification and click all. That'll let you know whenever I post new content. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you on the next adventure.